Hello, good day everyone. I am Charmaine Ranoko from BAC in English 3A. Today, I will going to discuss about the evolution of language in education policy. The language provision in the 1987 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines, which are embodied Article 14, Section 6 and 7 provide a legal basis for the various language policies that are being implemented in the country. The ratification of the above mentioned Constitution resolved the issue on what the national language is since the 1935 and 1973 Philippines. Charters were not clear about this. The provision area as follows. First, Section 6. The national language of the Philippines is Filipino. As it evolves, it shall be further developed and enriched on the basis of existing Philippines and other languages. Second, for purposes of communication and instruction, the official language of the Philippines are Filipino and until otherwise provided by law, English. The Philippine Bilingual Education Policy or BEP. Consistent with the 1987 constitutional mandate and a declared policy of the National Board of Education in BE on bilingualism in the school in BE Resolution number 73 to 7, Series 1973, the Department of Education, Culture and Sports or DECS proclaimed its language policy. The policy was first implemented in 1974 when DICS issued Department Order No. 25, Series 1974 titled Implementing Guidelines for the Policy on the Bilingual Education. Bilingual education in the Philippines is defined operationally as the separate of use of Filipino and English as the media of instruction in specific subject areas as embodied in the DECS Order Number 25 Filipino changed to Filipino in 1987 shall be used as medium of instruction in social studies or social sciences, music, arts, physical education, home economics, practical arts, and charter education. English, on the other hand, is allocated to science, mathematics, and technology subjects. The same subjects allocation is provided in 1987 Policy on Bilingual Education, which is disseminated through Department Order No. 52, Series 1987. The policy as of follows. First, enhance learning through two languages to achieve quality education as called for by 1987 Constitution. Second, the propagation of Filipinos as a language literacy. Third, the development of Filipino as a linguistic symbol of national unity and identity. Fourth, the cultivation and evaluation of Filipino as a language of scholarly discourse, that is to say, its continuing intellectualization, and maintenance of English as an international language for the Philippines as a non-exclusive language for science and technology. Filipino and English shall be used as a media of instruction. The use allocated to specific subjects in the curriculum as indicate the Department Order No. 25, Series 1974. The regional language shall be used as auxiliary media of instruction and initial language for literacy where needed. Filipino and English shall be taught as language of subjects in all levels to achieve the goals of bilingual competence. Since competence in the use of both Filipino and English is one of the goals of the bilingual educational policy. Continuing improvement in the teaching of the both languages, their use as media of instruction, and the specification of their functions in Philippines, schooling shall be the responsibility of the whole educational system. Tertiary level institution shall lead in the continuing intellectualization of Filipino. The program of the intellectualization, however, shall also be pursued in both the elementary and secondary levels.
Hello, good day. I am Eros S. Monteroso, and this is the continuation of the discussion of Ms. Charmaine Renoco about the evolution of language in education policy. The Department of Education, Culture, and Sports shall provide the means by which the language policy can be implemented with the cooperation of government and non-government organizations. The department shall program funds for implementing the policy in such areas as materials production, in-service training, compensatory and enrichment program for non-Tagalogs, development of a suitable and standardized Filipino for classroom use, and the development of appropriate evaluative instruments. Guidelines for the implementation of the 1987 Policy on Bilingual Education are specified in the Dex Order Number 54 Series 1987. Among these are the need to intellectualize Filipino and the concrete steps suggested towards its realization. Executive Order Number 335. On August 25, 1988, then President Corazon Aquino signed Executive Order Number 335 enjoining all departments, bureaus, offices, agencies, instrumentalities of the government to take such steps as are necessary for the purpose of using the Filipino language in official transactions, communications, and correspondence in government offices will result to a greater understanding and appreciation of government programs, projects, and activities throughout the country, thereby serving as an instrument of unity and peace for national progress. All departments, bureaus, offices, agencies, instrumentalities of the government are enjoined to do the following. Number 1. Take steps to enhance the use of Filipino in official communications, transactions, and correspondence in their respective offices, whether national or local. Number 2. Assign one or more personnel as may be necessary in every office to take charge of communications and correspondence written in Filipino. Number 3. Translate into Filipino names of offices, buildings, public edifices, and signboards of all offices, divisions, or its instrumentalities, and if so desired, imprint below in smaller letters the English text. Philippinize the oath of office for government officials and personnel. Make as part of the training programs for personal development in each office the proficiency in the use of Filipino in official communications and correspondence. The Commission on the Filipino Language, formerly Institute of Philippine National Language, is ordered to formulate and implement programs and projects for the full and effective implementation of the objectives expressed in the Executive Order. The Language Policy of the Commission on Higher Education. In 1994, Republic Act No. 7722 creating the Commission on Higher Education or CHED was signed. This act, which is known as the Higher Education Act of 1994, provides that the CHED shall be independent and separate from DEX and attached to the Office of the President for administrative purposes only. Its coverage shall be both public and private institutions of higher education as well as degree-granting programs in all post-secondary education institutions, public and private. One of the first steps undertaken by CHED was to update the general education curriculum of tertiary courses leading to an initial bachelor's degree covering 4 curriculum years. This was done to make the curriculum more responsive to the demands of the next millennium. The requirements of the new DEC are embodied in the TRED Memorandum Order Number 59 Series 1996, listed under Miscellaneous of DCMO is its language policy, which is as follows. In consonance with the Bilingual Education Policy underlined Index Order Number 52 Series of 1987, the following are the guidelines vis-a-vis medium of instruction to wait. Number 1, language courses, whether Filipino or English, should be taught in that language. Number 2, at the discretion of the HEI, literature subjects may be taught in Filipino, English, or any other language as long as there are enough instructional materials for the same and both students and instructors, professors, are competent in the language.